My name is Alina, and I live in a small fishing village by the edge of the sea, a place where time moves slowly, where the waves sing the same song every day, and where dreams are smaller than hunger. My husband, Rafi, is a pearl diver. His hands are rough, his skin dark from the sun, but his heart is gentle. We live in a hut made of brushwood and dried palm leaves. The floor is of earth, the air always filled with the scent of salt and smoke. Our baby boy, Sammy, sleeps in a cradle made from an old shawl tied to the roof. Every morning, I rise before dawn, light the fire, and grind corn to make breakfast. The smoke curls into the quiet air while Rafi sits outside, repairing his nets and humming softly to the rhythm of the waves. Though our life is hard, it is peaceful. We do not have much, yet we laugh. We eat what the sea gives us and thank the heavens for each sunrise. But one morning changed everything. The day began like any other, calm, golden, and still. The first light of morning spilled across the sand, and the sea shimmered like glass. I was cooking corn cakes, and Sammy's laughter filled the hut. His giggle was like a blessing. Then suddenly, I froze. A scorpion was crawling down the rope above his cradle, small, golden, and deadly. I whispered, "Rafi," but my voice trembled. He turned quickly, saw the creature, and his face hardened. Slowly, he reached out his hand. I prayed silently, my lips trembling. "Please, God, protect my child." But before Rafi could strike, Sammy moved. The cradle shook, and the scorpion fell, straight onto him. The sting came like lightning. Sammy's cry filled the room, sharp, high, terrible. I rushed forward, scooping him into my arms. The red mark on his shoulder was already swelling. Rafi crushed the scorpion under his palm, blood mixing with poison. Tears burned in my eyes. I chewed leaves and pressed them against the wound. "It will be fine," I whispered, though my heart didn't believe my words. "We must take him to the doctor," I said. Rafi's face turned grim. "The doctor doesn't come here. He treats only the rich." But I wouldn't give up. "Our child's life isn't worth less because we are poor," I said, wrapping Sammy in a blanket. We walked to town, barefoot, desperate, hoping for mercy. The closed door. The doctor's house stood like a white mountain, tall and proud among the stone streets. Rafi knocked on the iron gate. A servant appeared. His eyes flicked over us, our torn clothes, our dusty feet, the crying baby in my arms. "What do you want?" he asked, his tone colder than the walls behind him. "My son," I said softly. "He's been stung by a scorpion. Please tell the doctor." The servant left. We waited. Behind the wall, we heard the sound of laughter, glass clinking, a piano playing. Finally, the servant returned. "The doctor says he's not here." But I saw a shadow behind the curtain, a figure watching us. Rafi's jaw tightened. He hit the gate hard with his fist, again and again, until blood ran down his wrist. "Someday," he whispered, "they'll see we are people too." We walked home in silence. Sammy's cries softened, his breathing shallow. I prayed, but fear gripped me like a storm. That night, Rafi sat by the sea, his eyes lost in the waves. "Tomorrow," he said, "I will dive. Maybe the ocean will give us something to save him." The gift of the sea. The next morning, Rafi pushed his canoe into the blue water. I stood on the shore, watching the sunlight sparkle across the waves. He dove again and again, bringing up oysters from the deep. Then he lifted one large gray shell. His eyes changed. "Alina," he called softly. He opened it with his knife, and inside, lying like a secret of heaven, was a pearl. Round, shining, and pure, as if the moon had fallen into his hands. "It's the largest I've ever seen," he whispered, trembling. I looked at it, my heart full of awe and fear. "It's beautiful," I said. We carried it home wrapped in a cloth, as though it were alive. Soon, word spread through the village. "Rafi has found a pearl." the pearl of the world. People came to see it, neighbors, friends, strangers. Their smiles were wide, but their eyes were sharp with envy. That night, Rafi spoke of dreams. We'll build a real house. Sammy will go to school. We'll wear fine clothes. We'll never bow to anyone again. I smiled, though deep down, I felt a tremor in my soul. Blessings too bright often burn. The shadows of greed. The next morning, visitors arrived. The priest came first, blessing our hut with holy words while his gaze lingered on the pearl. God must have chosen you, he said softly. Remember the church when your fortune comes. Then the doctor came, the same man who had closed his gate. He examined Sammy, pretending kindness. Poor baby, he said. You were lucky I arrived. He gave the child medicine and stayed long enough to see the pearl before leaving with false smiles. That night, I couldn't sleep. The pearl glowed faintly in the dark, beautiful yet terrifying. I felt as if it had a heartbeat, as if it were watching us. I touched Rafi's shoulder. Throw it away, I whispered. It's not a gift. It's a curse. He turned, his eyes burning. You're wrong. This pearl will save us. It's Sammy's future. But that night, someone tried to break in. We woke to whispers, footsteps, and shadows. Rafi fought them off, bleeding but unbroken. After that, he changed. He spoke less. He watched everyone with suspicion. The breaking point. When he took the pearl to sell, the buyers laughed at him. It's too big, one said. No one will buy such an odd thing. It's worth maybe 1,000, another offered. Rafi's pride shattered. You thieves, he shouted. You think because I am poor, I don't know its value. He walked home angry and silent. That night the thieves came again. He fought them, and I saw blood on his hands. I begged him, please destroy the pearl. It's killing us, he pushed me away. You don't understand, Alina. This is all we have left. At dawn, he found his canoe smashed to pieces. Our only living was gone. Then smoke filled the air. Our house was burning. The pearl still gleamed in his belt as we ran into the wilderness. For days, we hid among the hills, chased by men who wanted the pearl. At night, we heard them behind us, 3 men with a rifle. We hid in a cave as darkness fell. The mountains glowed under the moon. Rafi whispered, when they sleep, I'll take their gun. He crawled into the night while I held Sammy close. But Sammy began to cry, softly at first, then louder. I tried to quiet him, pressing him against my chest. Then came the sound that broke my world, a single gunshot echoing through the valley. Rafi came running back, his face pale, his eyes empty. He didn't need to speak. The truth was already in my heart. When morning came, we walked back to the village. No one spoke. The people watched as we passed, their faces filled with pity and fear. Rafi carried Sammy in his arms, wrapped in a small cloth. At the edge of the sea, beside the broken canoe, Rafi stopped. He took the pearl from his pocket. It was still as beautiful as ever, glowing softly, as if mocking our pain. This, he said in a quiet voice, is what destroyed us. He threw it far into the ocean. The water swallowed it, and for a moment it shimmered under the surface, then disappeared forever. We stood side by side, silent, as the sea waves washed our feet. The world was still again, calm, endless, cruel, and beautiful all at once. We had lost everything, but somewhere deep inside, I felt a small whisper. Maybe loss was not the end. Maybe peace could still return. As the last ripple faded and the cursed treasure sank into darkness, I whispered, may the sea keep it, and may no one ever find it again.
Sometimes life takes everything from you before showing you what truly matters. Alina lost her home, her peace, and her dreams. Yet she found the strength to start again. The pearl she once thought was her curse became her greatest lesson. True wealth is not what shines in your hands, it's what lives in your heart. And sometimes losing everything is the only way to find yourself.